In this tutorial, let's look at the top VS Code extensions for web development, exploring how each one can boost your productivity, streamline your workflow, and help you write cleaner, more maintainable code. VS Code Extension 1, Live Server, lets you spin up a local development server with automatic browser reloads so you can instantly preview your HTML, CSS, and JavaScript changes as you code. Go to the Extensions view in VS Code, then search for Live Server and click the Install button to download the extension. In this example, we'll have an HTML file that shows a demo card with a button, a JavaScript file that changes the card's color when you click the button, and a CSS file that defines the different colors and basic styling. To launch Live Server, navigate to your index.html file in the VS Code Explorer sidebar, right-click on it, and choose Open with Live Server. A browser window will automatically open showing your demo card page at something like http://127.0.0.1:5500/index.html. And now anytime you edit and save the HTML, CSS, or JavaScript files, the page will instantly reload to reflect your changes. That lets you test the Change Color button working perfectly by clicking it to cycle through different background colors on the card. Another useful extension in Visual Studio Code is Prettier Code Formatter. It helps automatically format code, making it cleaner, more readable, and consistent across the project. Prettier adjusts spacing, indentation, and line formatting according to standard coding rules. This makes the code easier to read and maintain. In this example, index.html is in an unreadable format, along with script.js. The code may have inconsistent spacing, indentation, and line breaks, which makes it difficult to read and understand. By using Prettier Code Formatter and Visual Studio Code, the files can be automatically formatted. Prettier organizes the code with proper indentation, spacing, and structure, making it cleaner, more readable, and easier for developers to maintain. Open Settings in Visual Studio Code, type Default Formatter in the search bar, and choose Prettier Code Formatter as the default code formatter. Then type Format on Save in the Settings search bar and click on the Editor, Format on Save option to enable it in Visual Studio Code. This will automatically format your code using Prettier Code Formatter whenever you save the file. In your web development project folder, click New File and create a file named Prettier. This file is used to configure Prettier settings for your project, such as tab width, semicolons, quotes, and more, so that all your code files follow the same formatting rules. Open the unformatted files, such as index.html and script.js, and press Save. With Prettier Code Formatter enabled, the code will automatically be formatted, displaying proper indentation, spacing, and line breaks for a clean and readable version. Another useful Visual Studio Code extension is Error Lens. It highlights errors and warnings directly in the editor, making them more visible while you code. In this example, when you remove the bracket, it shows an error. The error lens displayed in identifier or keywords cannot immediately follow a numeric literal. Let's try another example. When you remove a bracket at the end of the JavaScript code, the error lens displayed in message to shows in bracket as expected. When you remove a closing curly braces in the code, it will show declaration or statement expected. Prettier Code Formatter is a Visual Studio Code extension that automatically formats code to make it clean, readable, and consistent. It fixes spacing, indentation, line breaks, and other formatting issues in files like HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and more. Another useful Visual Studio Code extension is Color Highlight. This extension highlights color codes, like FF0000, RGB255, 00, or color names directly in the editor, showing the actual color as a background. It helps developers quickly identify and visualize colors in CSS, HTML, or JavaScript files, making styling much easier and reducing mistakes when choosing or editing colors. The last useful Visual Studio Code extension is GitHub Copilot. This extension acts as an AI-powered coding assistant, suggesting whole lines or blocks of code as you type. It can help write functions, complete repetitive code, and even offer solutions based on comments in your code. GitHub Copilot improves coding speed, reduces errors, and is especially helpful for learning new programming patterns or languages. To use GitHub Copilot, open the chat box in Visual Studio Code and describe what you want to build. For example, for an index.html file, you can type a request like, create a basic HTML page with a header, navigation menu, and footer. GitHub Copilot will then suggest code snippets or even complete blocks that you can accept, modify, or expand, making it faster and easier to build your web pages. Besides suggesting code, GitHub Copilot also offers helpful actions such as build workspace or show config. These features let you quickly set up your project environment, view or edit configuration settings, and streamline your workflow, making coding more efficient and organized. You can also select different files, such as script.js or style CSS, to choose which file you want GitHub Copilot to work on. Copilot will then provide relevant suggestions and code completions for that specific file type, whether it's JavaScript, CSS, or HTML, helping you code faster and more accurately across your entire project. You have successfully learned about the top Visual Studio Code extensions: Live Server, Prettier Code Formatter, Error Lens, Color Highlight, and GitHub Copilot. These extensions make web development easier by providing live previews, automatic code formatting, error visibility, color visualization, and AI-assisted coding. Using them will improve productivity, code quality, and overall workflow in your web development projects.